Time now for the Bullpen Show, where we get a chance to warm up for today's Colfax Viking baseball game. Now, let's head out to the bullpen.
Hello, and welcome to the NLWN-TV studios. Rick Olson here, and today we're getting warmed up in the bullpen to bring you Colfax Viking Baseball as the 4-3 Vikings play host to the 8-3 Mondovi Buffaloes. With last Friday's Viking game at Turtle Lake being rained out, the Vikings are coming off a 4-3 win over the Boyceville Bulldogs, while the Buffaloes are coming off a 13-1 win over the Elmwood Plum City Wolves on Saturday. Now, coming up in this edition of the Bullpen Show, we'll take a look at today's matchup between the Vikings and the Buffaloes. Then we'll get to know one of the Viking players in Viking Profile, and then we'll send it out to the ballpark for some exciting high school boys baseball. All that coming up right after this brief timeout. You're tuned to the Bullpen Show on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Welcome back to the bullpen, where we're getting warmed up for today's game between the Colfax Vikings and the Mondovi Buffaloes. The 4-3 Vikings are coming off a 4-3 win over the Boyceville Bulldogs on Thursday. Leading the way at the plate in that game was Mason Yarrington, who went 3 for 4, picked up an RBI, and scored the winning run on a wild pitch in the bottom of the 7th. Also contributing was Mitch Medine, who went 2 for 3 at the plate and scored 2 runs, as well as Zach Hedela, who went 1 for 3 and drove in a run. Earning the win on the mound was Hedela, who went the final 2 innings and didn't allow any runs and 1 hit while striking out 2. Starting pitcher Mitch Medine went 5 innings and gave up the first inning runs. However, only 1 of those 3 runs was earned, and he gave up 3 hits and struck out 8. The Buffaloes come into today's game boasting an 8-3 overall record, 7-1 record in conference play. The Buffaloes are coming off a 13-1 win over the Elmwood Plum City Wolves on Saturday. Now, so far this season, Mondovi is led at the plate by Andrew Rudd, who's hitting at a .680 pace. And he's also shown a lot of speed on the bases as he leads the Buffaloes in stolen bases. Rudd is followed by Hunter Sandberg, who's batting .400, including 5 doubles, and Jared Faulkner, who hits .364. Easton Ashwell hits .346, and Keegan Catt swings for a .333 average. And don't leave out Austin Remington, who demonstrates power by batting .308, and 63% of his hits are for extra bases, including 3 home runs. On the mound, Porter Bauer leads the way for Mondovi with a 2-1 record and an ERA of 1.65, along with a WHIP of 1.18. He's followed by Andrew Rudd, who has a 3-1 record with a 2.10 ERA. Now, these 2 teams met back on April 6th, where the Buffaloes defeated the Vikings 18-0. The winning pitcher was Andrew Rudd, who went 4 innings and gave up only 1 hit. Mitch Medine was tagged with the loss. Now, since that loss, Medine has only allowed 1 additional earned run this season. Now, the game on April 6th was the first chance the Vikings had to work outdoors, and Viking head coach Kirk Seacraw indicated he expects a much improved effort today. So far this season, the Vikings are led at the plate by Mitch Medine, who's hitting for a .500 average, including 3 doubles and 6 RBI. Dylan Hedela leads a group of Vikings hitting over .400 with a .467 average, including 3 doubles and 10 RBI. Also hitting over .400 include Mason Yarrington and Zach Hedela, who are posting averages of .455 and .412 respectively. On the mound, the Vikings are being led by Medine, who has compiled a 3-1 record while pitching 22 innings and giving up 14 hits and allowing 15 runs, 8 of which were earned, walking 17 while striking out 33 for an earned run average of 2.55. He's followed by Zach Hedela, who has a 1-0 record while pitching 6 innings and not allowing any earned runs, and he's only walked 1 and struck out 8 for an ERA of 0.00. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get to know one of this season's Viking players on Viking Profile. You're warming up in the bullpen on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
Time now for Viking Profile, where we get to know one of this season's Colfax Viking players. And now Viking Profile.
Today on Viking Profile, we're talking with Elijah Ensminger, who is a junior here at Colfax High School. And Elijah, we know you play baseball, but are you involved in any other activities at school?
Yeah, I played basketball as well this year.
Now, what's the most important thing that you've learned from playing baseball?
Probably just have fun and just have fun with your friends playing.
Okay. Now, when did you start playing baseball?
I started in elementary school, and then I kind of quit for a little bit, and then started playing again my sophomore year.
So when you're not playing baseball or you're not here at school, what are some other things that keep you occupied and interested?
I don't know, I like being outside and hunting and fishing and stuff like that, and then just being outside is pretty fun.
All right, important question here. Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Ice cream.
Which kind?
Probably cotton candied.
Okay, you like the sweet stuff?
Yeah.
All right. Favorite Major League team?
Probably the Brewers.
Now, do you recall the first Major League game that you went to?
Yeah, I think so.
And what was that?
I can't remember. It was a Twins game, but I don't remember who they played.
And was it at Target Field or was it down at the old Metrodome?
It was at Target Field.
Okay. What is your greatest memory from that game?
Probably getting one of those those mini baseball helmets that they give you sometimes.
Okay, sure.
I remember getting one of those. So.
Okay, did you get the ice cream sundae in it? Is that?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Okay, now if you had a superpower, what would that be?
Super strength.
Okay, now if you had super strength as your superpower, you have to have a superhero name to go with it. So what's Elijah's superhero name?
Elijah Super Strong Ensminger.
Elijah Super Strong Ensminger. That's a mouthful, but as long as you can back it up, that's a good thing. All right, we're talking with Elijah Ensminger on Viking Profile. And Elijah, what are your plans for after high school?
Probably go to a 2-year school and then try to work as much as I can during that.
And let's give a shout out to your family.
Thanks, Mom and Dad, for supporting all my sporting events and all that.
So when people come to Viking baseball games, what number are you going to be wearing and where are they going to find you on the field?
Number 9 in right field.
We've been talking with Elijah Ensminger today on Viking Profile, and coming up next, more of the Bullpen Show.
You've been listening to Viking Profile. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Sladen's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Sladen's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Sladen's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Sladen's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Sladen's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Welcome back to the Bullpen Show. Today, the Vikings will take on the Mondovi Buffaloes. The Vikings are trying to build upon their thrilling 4-3 win over the Boyceville Bulldogs last Thursday, while the Buffaloes are trying to build on their 13-1 win over the Elmwood Plum City Wolves. Now, in addition, the Vikings would like to exact a little revenge for the 18-0 defeat they suffered at the hands of the Buffaloes back on April 6th. So, the stage is set for some exciting high school baseball, and we'll have all the action for you right here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Now, in just a moment, I'll join our broadcast crew at Colfax High School as we'll bring you all the action of today's Dunn St. Croix Conference game between the Colfax Vikings and the Mondovi Buffaloes. That's all coming up next. You've been tuned to The Bullpen Show on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
You've been tuned to The Bullpen Show, where we've had an opportunity to get warmed up for today's Colfax Viking baseball game. Stay tuned. Coming up next is live Colfax Viking baseball.
Let Menominee Eye and Optical help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comroe provide both comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract and LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, diabetic retinopathy, glaucoma, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eye care for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, located at 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality, personalized care for you and your family.
Colfax Vikings baseball is on the air. The Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV, along with Colfax High School proudly present today's Colfax Vikings baseball game. Now, it's out to the ballpark and today's Colfax Viking baseball game.
And good afternoon. Welcome to Colfax High School. Rick Olson here along with Joe Doucette. On the computer today is Ann Monroe. And on the camera, as usual, is Dan Petchow, although he does make us nervous sometimes. But he got there. That's the important thing. And we're getting ready to start here. So, Joe, why don't you give us the starting lineups real quick?
You bet, Rick. For Mondovi Buffaloes, coached by Chad Dwyer. Leading off, the pitcher, Andrew Rudd. Batting second, the catcher, Keegan Catt. Batting third, shortstop, Hunter Sandberg. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, Austin Remington. Batting fifth, the left fielder, Jared Faulkner. Batting sixth, the second baseman, Jackson Blair. Batting seventh, the first baseman, Connor Johnston. Batting eighth, third baseman, Porter Bauer. Batting ninth, the right fielder, Dawson Rudd. And playing center fielder, number 1, Denton Lazo.
And we'll pick up the Viking starting lineup as we get to their at-bats, because the first pitch of the game is low and outside for ball 1 to Andrew Rudd. Mitch Medine on the mound for the Vikings. And a pitch called strike over the outside corner. Medine comes into the game with a 3-1 record and a 2.55 ERA. There's the pitch. That's outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Three balls, 1 strike. And a fly ball out into right field. Heading back is Elijah Ensminger, and he makes the catch for the out. So, one down. That's going to bring up Keegan Catt. Catt comes into the game batting .333. And the pitch just a little bit low, I believe.
Yep, just missed.
So, Joe, how much of a motivation do you think it is for the Vikings? Pitch is called strike.
Maybe a touch-up.
To get a little bit of revenge for that 18-0 loss that the Vikings suffered at the hands of the Mounders. Swing and a miss for strike.
Well, I think Coach Sika hit it. He said that their first time outside, and he didn't think it was very representative of his team, and I think they're excited to see what happens today.
And the pitch is outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I think the wind might be a factor in today's game. A very breezy afternoon. And Medine missed with that curveball.
Yeah, both teams have a lot to play for, you know, staying in that race behind Elkmount.
Full count, 3-2, and it's high for ball 4. So we have a runner on first with 1 out. And the first pitch is a ball. 1 ball, no strikes.
You know, we've been talking, Rick, about powerful top of the orders, and Mondovi is no exception to that, you know, when you look at their stats. A lot of good hitters at the top of their order.
Hunter Sandberg fouls it off into the screen. 2 balls and a strike. Medine looks in for the sign, checks over at first, and the pitch fouled off. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch swung on a miss for strike 3.
Great pitch.
That's 2 down. Catt on first. And this is Austin Remington. And he had a field day against the Vikings last time they met. He's hit 3 home runs on the season. Right-handed hitter. And the wind is blowing in his favor today. Swing and a miss for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, Mitchell's got to stay away from his barrel, you know, hit some corners.
Here's the pitch. That one's just a little bit low for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two down. Keegan Catt on first. Throw over there, and he's back in time. And the pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. That's right where you were talking about, Joe.
Yeah, that's a great pitch.
If he's going to make contact, it's not going to do much.
Yeah.
And the pitch. Just missed outside. Count is full with 2 down. It's traveling time for Keegan Catt at first. And he's off and running, and it's ball 4. So now we have runners at first and second with 2 down. And the pitch is at the letters for strike 1. This is Jared Faulkner.
Yeah. One of the area's best athletes, Rick.
In three different sports.
Yeah.
Pitch is low. His brother Jackson played baseball for the Cavaliers last year.
Okay.
And the pitch is high and away.
Yeah, he's fun to watch in a lot of things. Had a great career.
And the 2-1 pitch is swung on a miss for strike 2. Counts all even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, 2 on. If I were a gambling man, I'd bet on 4 deuces. And a line shot out into right field. Coming in hard is Medine, but going out to catch it is Buechner.
Yeah, that's a nice play on a windy day. That's a big out for the Vikings.
And so we've completed a half inning. And for Mondovi, no runs, no hits, no errors. 2 were left on base. We've played a half inning, and it's Mondovi nothing, and the Vikings coming to bat. You're tuned to Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Kyle's Market in Colfax, locally owned since 2007 and is a proud supporter of Colfax High School Scholarship and Athletics. Kyle's Meat Department is second to none, and they're known for their homemade smoked meats. Don't forget the fresh veggies, cheese, and frozen foods. Kyle's Market has got it all. Kyle's Market is your hometown market where customer service is supersized. They'll even carry your groceries out to your car. That's Kyle's Market in Colfax.
And we're back here at Colfax High School, heading into the bottom of the first inning with no score. Vikings coming to bat. Joe, tell us who's going to do the hitting.
Yeah, for Coach Seacrest's Vikings, leading off the pitcher, Mitch Medine. Batting second, the shortstop, Mason Yarrington. Batting third, the catcher, Dylan Hedela. Batting fourth, first baseman, Ashton Greenwell. Batting fifth, center fielder, Cade Anderson. Batting sixth, left fielder, Brian Tuchel. Batting seventh, second baseman, Drew Buechner. Batting eighth, the right fielder, Elijah Ensminger. And batting ninth, third baseman, Zach Hedela.
And we were talking about the wind affecting the game, and all of a sudden it blows Joe's lineup away.
Yeah, had to make a catch. First one
that's
in a long time. Yeah.
First catch of the season there, Joe.
Yeah. Maybe the last the way I play. Yeah.
So on the mound is Andrew Rudd. He got the win against the Vikings the last time they played.
You know, all accounts, he's a great kid. I think Coach Dwyer said 4.0 student and just a wonderful teammate. And he's had a lot of success over the years too, Rick.
Well, he comes into today's game with a 2.10 earned run average and a 3-1 record. And stepping in is Mitch Medine, batting .500 on the season. Here's the pitch, and it's low and inside. And the pitch, ground ball over to short, fielded there and throw over to first, and they got him. Sandberg got it over to Johnston, and that's the first out of the inning.
Yeah. Oh, nice play. Range to his right, great throw.
So that's going to bring up Mason Yarrington. Mason batting .455, and the pitch is low. Mason had his moment of glory in that game against the Boyceville Bulldogs, scoring on the wild pitch for a walk-off win for the Vikings. Pitch is inside. 2 balls and no strikes.
A very versatile kid. Does a little bit of everything, Rick.
Pop foul, and it's out of play. Oh, I take it back. It was out of our view, but they made the catch over against the fence. So 2 down, and that's going to bring up Dylan Hedela. batting .468. He was hot for a while, but he's cooled down a little now.
Yeah. Had a big
There's a high pop foul out of play.
Had a big hit against Boyceville, though.
He does manage to get those timely hits.
Yeah.
And the pitch.
There's
He
one.
reaches
There's
for
one.
it, loops it out into left field. It's going to fall in fair. Hidla is going to stop at first. So the first hit of the ball game goes to Hidla.
Probably see a courtesy runner here.
And that's what we're going to get now. And it's Bryson Tuchel.
Yeah. Coach Secret talked about the running game. We'll see if he's going to test Keegan Catt here in the Buffalo catcher.
Ashton Greenwell coming to the plate, batting .273.
You know, I think a catcher's got to get it started pretty straight, pretty fast, or that wind's going to affect even a throw to second.
Yeah, it is. It's going to help the runner and hurt the throw. Here's the pitch. On the outside corner, called strike. Tuchel takes his lead at first, and the pitch. That's outside for a ball. And the pitch swung on a miss.
Good breaking ball.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
I think both pitchers really trying hard to stay away from that middle of the plate.
Well, that's where today it could really hurt you.
Yeah.
And the pitch is high and swung on and fouled back. Count holds at 1-2. Pickup truck coming into the ball game did the smart thing. Pitch is outside for a ball, 2-2. It paused on that foul ball, let it land in front of it.
That's great driving.
It's called paying attention to your surroundings. Pitch is outside for ball 3. Full count, runner on first, 2 down, and again we have traveling time. Tuchel will be taking off, and he didn't. And swing and a miss for strike 3. I'm kind of surprised at that, Joe, that Bryson Tuchel did not take off on the pitch.
Yeah, must have missed the sign, I think.
So for the Vikings, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. So we've completed 1 inning, and it's no score from Colfax on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Known for its well-manicured grounds and greens, Whitetail Golf Course is an 18-hole golf course carved into the countryside of northwest Wisconsin. They can host your next golf outing, wedding and reception, reunion, birthday, anniversary, or other social event. On Friday nights, come out to Whitetail for their famous Friday night fish, shrimp, and chicken dinner served from 5 to 9 every Friday evening through October. Conveniently located between Colfax and Elk Mound, Whitetail Golf Course is just a 15-minute drive from both Eau Claire and Menominee.
Jason, let's go see your room.
That's not right. How is it? Is it good?
Back here at Colfax High School, heading into the top of the 2nd inning. Jackson Blair with a .200 batting average steps in. First pitch is called a ball. Mitch Medine fires, swing and a miss. These guys do like going after that high fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss, strike 2. He took a little something off that one, too. Medine winds and fires. Swing and a miss for strike 3.
We talk about all year how a small frame and Mitchell generates power, boy. He throws some pretty hard ones.
And Connor Johnston does not have a batting average yet. He'd sure like to try to get one. First pitch was a ball. The wind and the pitch. Chopped foul on the third base side. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the wind and the pitch. It's a little high. And the pitch. Hard shot right through Greenwell and rolls out into right field. And Greenwell's looking at his glove like, I can't believe it got through there. So that's going to be an error on Greenwell. And puts Johnston on first.
Yeah. He hit it hard, Rick.
Yeah, he did. Greenwell was there, got his glove down. It looked like he had a pretty good shot at getting it.
Yeah.
That's going to bring Porter Bauer. Bauer batting .227. 1 out. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and called a ball. Dylan Hedel, I thought maybe he had offered and even just asked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
Medine fires, bunted foul back into the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Medine looks over at first. He's at the belt, and the pitch. Pitch is high, throw down to first, and he got back in. Connor Johnston over there on first. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. Shows bunt. Throw down to first. And the ball got through Greenwell. Otherwise, they had him caught.
Yeah.
Throw is a little bit low.
I don't think he's going to be bunting anymore, Rick. Yeah, he is.
And he squares, and he got hit by the pitch. Oh, he offered at that.
Wow.
So he called it a strike. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out. And the pitch. Strike 3 called.
Great pitch.
2 down, runner on second. Dawson Rudd coming to the plate. And we were informed today that Andrew and Dawson are not brothers.
Yeah, cousins.
Cousins.
Yeah.
Well, Dawson's batting .231 on the season. Swing and a miss for strike 1.
Yeah, they're both seniors, Rick.
And the pitch is in the dirt. Got back to the screen, and in fact, Rudd had to do a little dancing to get out of the way of that one.
Yeah.
And Johnston moved over to third on that. One ball, 1 strike. Ground ball right up the middle, and in to score is Johnston. And Rudd singles to center field. So that's 1 run for Mondovi. And the pitch is a strike. Throw it on to second. Goes out into center field. And over to third goes Rudd, and he's rounding third. He's going to try to score. Here comes a throw, and he makes it in on time. He's going to score. Give him credit for a stolen base, but he's going to score on the error with the ball going out into center field.
Probably 2 errors, I think, Rick.
Do you think so? I think he probably had the base stolen.
Yeah.
But
well, I think maybe the throw and then not being able to catch it in center.
Well, that could be.
Yeah.
One ball, no strikes. And the pitch is low for ball 2. We're at the top of the order. Andrew Rudd is at the plate. Flew out to right field his last time up. And a strike called. Two balls and a strike. And the pitch. Ground ball right back up the middle for a base hit. Andrew Rudd is on.
You know, he didn't hit it terribly hard, Rick, but just right in the right spot.
And as we said a game or two ago, he did the job of hit it where they ain't.
Yeah. You know, I know from watching him play some basketball, he runs well. I think he's probably going here pretty soon.
Keegan Cat. Yeah, there he goes.
Yeah.
Got a really nice jump that time. Hedela didn't even try to make the throw.
No.
Cat at the plate. And the pitch swung on a missed. Well, somebody's got a little barbecuing going on. I'm smelling hot dogs or burgers or something. Pitch is outside. We better not tell Dan that there might be hot dogs in the area.
Yeah, you stay put, Rick. We need you. We need you.
High pop foul off the screen. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at second. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So that'll do it for the Buffaloes, but not before they hang a crooked number. 2 runs on 2 hits, and I think there were at least 3 Viking errors, and 1 man left on base. So after an inning and a half, it's Mondovi 2, the Vikings nothing, and you're tuned to Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
When it comes to your finances, security is just so important. Derry State Bank's online banking and mobile app offers dozens of new and enhanced real-time alerts. Whether an ATM withdrawal is made or a login to your account failed, you'll instantly know. So now, the technology that makes it easier to manage your money is also making it safer. Visit DerryStateBank.com or call to learn more. Derry State Bank. Banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
Derry State Bank.
Back here at Colfax High School. Kind of waiting to see if the wind affects any batted balls. It might have had an impact on those throws that Hedela was making down to second.
Yeah. We talked about that Vikings' secret to success, but they, you know, catching the ball is such a big part of that, and that was a rough inning for the Vikings.
And that was kind of foreboding with that hard ground ball to Greenwell that kind of snuck under his glove.
Yeah, and then they got the big 2-out hit. And
I used to tell players when I coached Little League and Babe Ruth, that if you're an infielder, the most worn out part of your glove should be the backs of your fingers.
Yeah, yeah.
So at the plate for the Vikings is Cade Anderson, and the first pitch is a ball.
Easier to bring the glove up than it is down.
Here's the wind and the pitch. And it's outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the wind and the fire. Fly ball out into right center field. It's going to fall in for a base hit. And Cade Anderson is safely at first. That's going to bring up Brian Tuchel. Tuchel batting .227 with a runner at first.
Yeah.
And the pitch is low.
We'll see if Coach Secra stays with the running game here, Rick, and sends them.
Anderson has good speed.
Yeah, good athlete.
Throw over to first, and he's back in safely. And the pitch. And they got him at second.
That was a great throw. Great throw. Yeah.
So Anderson thrown out at second base.
Keegan Catt did everything right, Rick, from a catching standpoint.
And put it right on the first base side of second base.
Yeah, perfect throw.
Basically, Anderson slid into the tag, which is exactly what you want to do. Here's the wind and the pitch. Strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rudd's pitch swung on a miss. Strike 3. Tuchel goes down swinging. Brings up Drew Buechner with 2 down. Buechner batting .222. Here's the wind and the pitch.
Now we've been talking about Buechner too, Rick, and we think that he's capable of breaking out and leading that, that low part of the order.
And a high fly ball out into left center field, drifting back and making the catch is Lazelle. So for the Vikings, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. We've completed 2 innings, and it's Mondovi 2 and the Vikings nothing. You're tuned to Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
When circumstances leave you with this, contact Morgan's Auto Body of Colfax. Morgan's Auto Body of Colfax provides state-of-the-art rust repair, paint repair, glass repair, dent removal, or straightening. In short, Morgan's Auto Body can do it all. Whether you've been in a minor fender bender or a major collision, Morgan's will restore your car to its original condition and get you safely back on the road. That's Morgan's Auto Body of Colfax, 409 Cedar Street in Colfax, or call at 715-962-3557.
Jason, let's go see your room.
That's not right. How was it? Is it good?
And a new pitcher on the mound for the Vikings, Ashton Greenwell. And Mitch Medine goes to shortstop. And Mason Yarrington goes over to first base. So Medine threw 2 innings pitched. He gave up 2 runs, none of which were earned. 2 hits.
Yep.
He struck out, looks like 4. And he walked 2.
Yeah, he threw well. He threw well, Rick.
So Ashton Greenwell is on the mound. And he comes in with a 12.25 ERA. He's only got 4 innings pitched. In those 4 innings, he gave up 8 runs, 7 of which were earned.
Yeah. I hope it's nothing physical with Mitch. Rick, what do you think?
I think he's probably fine, and I think they're trying to save some innings. Vikings have a big game coming up on Thursday as well.
Okay.
And it's a little early for Zach Hedela to come in.
Yeah.
He's been very effective in his 2-inning stints. Be curious to see if that's what they end up doing today as well. Strike called by Greenwell right at the knees. As Hunter Sandberg, who struck out his first time up. Oh, ball called inside, just missed. One ball and 1 strike, nobody out, top of the 3rd. And the pitch, that one's high. As Euchre would have said, just a bit high. Greenwell winds and fires. That one missed outside. 3 balls and a strike.
I think a big key with Ashton to keep us in the game is just throw strikes.
The wind and the pitch. Foul tipped off the face mask of Hedela. Glove, face mask, and the backstop. Three balls and 2 strikes. Hedela winds and fires. Fly ball out into left field, left center. It's going to bounce off the fence. And the ball gets back into the infield, but not before Sandberg checks in at second base.
There's that wind you talked about, too. That pushed it out there pretty quick.
Yeah, if anything, the outfielders should be playing a little extra deep because it's, again, easier to come in than it is to go out.
Yeah.
So Hunter Sandberg on second brings up Austin Remington, who drew a walk his first time up. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Greenwell fires. And that got him. Remington hit by the pitch. So we have runners at first and second with nobody out. And that brings up Jared Faulkner. And here's the pitch. Pitch is high and away, ball 1. Greenwell looks in for the sign. Takes a look over at second and fires. Fly ball out into right field, heading over there. And it's a foul ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Faulkner has a 1-1 count. Pitch is high. That one almost got away from Hedela. Two balls and a strike. And the 2-1 pitch gets behind Hedela. And the runners both advance. And Sandberg stops at third. Greenwell was a little late in covering the plate there, and Sandberg thought about making an attempt. Three balls, one strike. Runners at second and third. And the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike two. Count is full, nobody out. 2 on.
You know, big pitch early here, Rick, for Ashton.
He winds and fires. Ground ball down the first base line, scooped up by Arrington. He steps on first for the out. A run does come in to score. So give Jared Faulkner an RBI. As Sandberg came in to score, Remington is over at third now. It brings up Jackson Blair with 1 out.
You know, the Vikings needed an out, and they got it.
And a fly ball, foul out of play. No balls, 1 strike. There's the wind and the pitch. Ball thrown over to third, and Remington back in time. One ball and 1 strike. And the pitch fouled out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Greenwell looks in for the sign. And the 1-2 pitch. Liner out into right field, foul out of play.
Ashton looks like he's settled in a little bit, Rick.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think there were maybe a little bit of nerves there,
yeah,
those first few pitches.
Yeah, always tough to come in there as a reliever, and then, boom, you're in the stretch right away, and a lot of different things.
Well, especially if you weren't planning on coming in that early in the game. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Score is 3-0. Curveball grounded out to second, scooped and flip over to first for the out, and the run does come in.
But you know, Ashton, he's always going to battle and not give up, and good comeback here.
That makes a score Mondovi 4 and the Vikings nothing. And the pitch is a strike called. This is to Connor Johnston. Johnston got on an error and scored the first Mondovi run. He pops 1 foul out of play. No balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on. And here comes the pitch. That one, 55-footer that time, Joe.
Well, good spot for an 0-2 pitch.
Good cricket throw. Drive that one right through the wickets. Here's the wind and the pitch. Foul back into the screen. Count holds at 1-2.
That's one game I can't figure out, you know, how they're playing it. But
well, Ann and I were watching it one night. We kind of got it pretty well figured out.
Yeah. That and rugby I have a hard time with.
Here's the wind and the 1-2 pitch. That's a curveball that just kind of hung up over the head of Johnston. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 down, and the 1-2 pitch. Foul ball out of play on the right side. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. I lost track of one in there. And the 2-2 pitch. And the count is now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Johnston hit a hard ground ball to Greenwell that scooted under his glove and kind of got the scoring started for Mondovi.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch. Strike called.
Great pitch.
And that'll do it for the Buffaloes in the third. They do pick up 2 runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and nobody left on base. We've completed 2.5 innings, and it's Mondovi 4 and the Vikings nothing. And you're tuned to Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Plumbing problems got you down? Let the skilled folks at H&H Plumbing in Colfax make sure everything is flowing just as it should. Or maybe you're thinking about adding a gas line for a new stove, fireplace, or hot tub. H&H Plumbing can help with that as well. H&H Plumbing in Colfax, established in 2000, has earned a 5-star rating on Angie.com. So, whatever your plumbing needs, call H&H Plumbing in Colfax at 715-962-4155.
Back here at Colfax High School, where the Mondovi Buffaloes have opened up a 4-0 lead over the Vikings. They need to get some runners moving around the bases.
Yeah, this is a big inning, Rick. The Vikings got to answer here pretty soon.
And we have numbers 8, 9, and 1 coming up for the Vikings. Elijah Ansminger to lead things off. Zach Hedela on deck. Coach Seacross seems to subscribe, and he puts a bunt on. Ensminger lays down a really nice bunt, uses his speed, but can't quite get there in time.
Wow.
Grounds out, catcher to first, brings up Hedela. Hedela batting .412, and that's what I was getting at. Coach Seacross seems to subscribe that number 9 hole, you put one of your better hitters there and sets up for that leadoff hitter.
Yeah, a lot of teams do that.
Pitch is low for a ball.
Well, I'm impressed with that Keegan Cat. That's two real nice plays.
And the pitch, that one's in the dirt for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes.
I was just going to say, if Ensminger gets on, we're going to score a run this inning. And
boy, he almost found a way to do it, too.
Yeah.
3 balls, no strikes. Vikings need runners. He's probably got the take sign here.
Yeah.
And he does, but it's a called strike. That one painted the stripe right down the middle of Main Street.
Yeah.
3-1 is the count. And the pitch. That one's high, ball 4. And Zach Hedela draws the walk. It's going to bring up Mitch Medine. Medine hit a hard shot to the shortstop and grounded out, but put good contact on the ball.
Yeah, he did.
Throw over to first, and back in time is Hedela. And another throw over to first, and Gila back in. He hangs on to the bag as he kind of tumbles over it. There's the pitch. Strike called on the inside corner. I do believe they're actually running a concession stand here today, Joe.
Yeah.
Because I saw hot dogs walk by. And he got hit by the pitch, Mitch Medine did. 2 runners on now for the Vikings. Brings up Mason Yarrington. He flew out to right. And we're going to have a conference at the mound.
Yeah, I think Coach Secra likes this spot with, a hot hitter up and 2 guys on. Let's see if Mason can come through again.
Mason hit a fly ball to right field last time up.
Yeah.
Runners take their leads. Strike called right at the knees. And the pitch. That one gets away and gets behind Cat, and the runners both advance. One ball, 1 strike. 1 out.
He's throwing that breaking ball a little more this inning, Rick.
And the pitch. That's high for a ball.
And
2 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, come back with a fastball there.
Here's the wind and the pitch. That caught the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Pop foul out of play.
Yeah, key spot. He's got to put the ball in play, Rick.
And here's the pitch.
There he does.
Fly ball out into left field. This should bring in a run. It's caught out there by Faulkner, and tagging and scoring for the Vikings is Zach Hedela. So it's a sacrifice fly for Mason Yarrington to bring in a run.
That's great at bat.
Produced a run.
Yep.
So there's 2 down. Runner at third. Dylan Hedela at the plate. He singled his last time up. And he fouls it back into the screen. Medina at third. No balls and a strike. And that one's over the head of Hedela, so it's 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Rudd winds and fires. Swing and a miss for strike 2. And here's the pitch. That one's high. Counts even at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch swung and foul tip. Hung on to by Cat, and so Hedela goes down swinging. But for the Vikings, they do pick up a run on no hits. There were no errors, and 1 left on base. You're tuned to Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Triple Threat Training was founded by the 3 Vavra brothers from Menominee, Wisconsin. All 3 brothers played Division I baseball, and all 3 have played baseball at the professional level. Triple Threat Training is located just south of Menominee in Downsville. Featuring 3 batting cages, 1 full-length pitching mound, and an all-turf surface, Triple Threat can meet your baseball training needs. If you or someone you know is looking to expand your baseball skills, give Triple Threat Training a call at 715-664-8669. That's Triple Threat Training in Downsville, Wisconsin.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
And we're back here at Colfax High School, heading into the top of the 4th inning. And due up for the Mondovi Buffaloes, Porter Bauer, Dawson Rudd, and Andrew Rudd. Ashton Greenwell on the mound. After he settled down, he threw a pretty decent inning.
Yeah, he did. You know, and the Vikings got a run and
closed the gap a little.
Yeah.
And Greenwell did what some teams like to call pitch to contact. Yes, they contacted the ball, but they grounded into outs.
Yeah.
So Porter Bauer steps up. He went down looking his last time up. First pitch is outside for ball 1.
It's a short sample size, but when he throws strikes, he's pretty effective. He got to stay away from the base on balls.
Here's the wind and the pitch. That one's high and away for ball 2. Two balls, no strikes. Check swing, but high for a ball. Three balls, no strikes. And the pitch. That's a strike called. That was right at the knees.
Yeah.
I guess it must have caught the corner.
Yeah.
And the 3-1 pitch. Oh, ball 4. That was pretty darn close. He didn't miss by much, and Greenwell agrees that he didn't miss by much there. It's going to bring up Dawson Rudd. Had an RBI single his last time up.
Yeah, he had a great at bat. You know, he got Mondovi going with the RBI and then stole a base.
Here's the pitch. That one's low for a ball. And the throw over to first. And it was close, but he's back in. Bauer got back in. Greenwell at the belt. And he fires. Ground ball over to third. Throw to second for 1. And that's all they're going to get. So Rudd grounds into a fielder's choice. And Bauer's out 5-4.
Maybe a good time for a pitch out. I think he's going to go, maybe give Dylan a little better chance of throwing him out.
And here's the pitch. You're right. There he goes. Throw down to second. And again, it almost went into center field. This time, Beekner got up in the air and pulled it down. And Rudd is on base. And the first pitch is a ball. And for some reason, our cameras have frozen up. Here's the pitch. Fly ball out into center field. Coming in is Anderson. He makes the catch. And right now we're having some technical difficulties with our cameras. And we're going to try and get this figured out. And I don't know what the situation is with that, but one ball, one strike.
Yep, 1-1.
This is Keegan Cat. And he's going down to third and gets in safely. Over there at third is Dawson Rudd. Two balls, two strikes. And that's going to do it. So, no runs on...
No hits.
No hits.
No.
And one left on base. So, we've completed 4.5, and it's Mondovi 4 and the Vikings 1, and you're tuned to Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network are excited to take you out to the ballpark for Colfax Viking Baseball. Our next game will be on Thursday, May 4th, when the Vikings host the Durham, Arkansas Panthers. Our coverage begins with the bullpen show, where we'll warm you up for baseball action starting at 4:40 p.m. That's Colfax High School Baseball on Thursday, May 4th.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple? Chop the pineapple.
Nope. I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope. I'm high. Let's order in.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
All right, we're back here in the bottom of the third. Ashton Greenwell will lead off for the Vikings. Rick is trying to fix the cameras. Speaking of Greenwell, he had a good inning. Put up a 0 for the Vikings. And he'll lead us off in the bottom of the third. Excuse me, bottom of the fourth. First pitch to Greenwell is hammered foul. Counts 0-1. Oh, Ashton hits one up the middle off the shortstop's glove. Tough play. I think we're going to give him a base hit. Sandberg went hard to his left, kind of hopped up on him, and tough play. So Greenwall's on first with number 5 batter, Cade Anderson, coming up. Cade got a base hit his first time up. Looks like Coach Secra is going to run for Greenwell on first. Okay, he's pinch running. So again, Anderson up. Pinch runner on first. We'll try to figure that out. Here's the first one, a breaking ball to Anderson, called strike 1. Good pitch by Andrew Rudd. Well, he throws over to first. Gets by the first base. And the runner advances to second. Anderson behind 0-1. Rudd sets and delivers. It's hammered. I think it's, yep, it's over his head. That's going to be extra bases. Cade Anderson. Another big hit. That'll be an RBI double for Cade Anderson. That makes the score 4-2. And I believe that was Grant Palowitz pinch running. Rudd comes up to Brian Tuschel, starts him with the curveball, strike 1. Comes back to the fastball, 0-2. You know, the Vikings have shown that resilience and a toughness here, and they're battling again. Down only 4-2. Nobody out with Anderson on second. Oh, hard drive down the line. Tuschel gets a base hit. Anderson stops at third. Big at bat by Brian Tuschel. Still nobody out. Coach Chad Dwyer is going to go out to the mound. So again, we're having some camera difficulties, but 4-2. Mondovi leads. Vikings got runners on first and third. With second baseman Drew Beekner coming up. The mound visit was all strategy. They stay with Andrew Rudd on the mound. Big spot for Drew Beekner. First ball is low to Beekner. We'll see first and third. We'll see if Coach Seeker is going to send them and what Mondovi's going to do defensively. Rudd struggling a little bit. That's ball 2 low. Well, just low, ball 3. Three and 0. Looked like the same spot, but he called that one a strike. 3 and 1. I think he's going to see a fastball, but we'll see. Beekner drives one high. Shortstop going back. He makes a play. That's the first out for the Vikings. Still first and third, down 4-2. Now coming up, right fielder Elijah Ensminger. Ensminger bunted his first time out and got thrown out. A great play by Keegan Catt. Again, Ensminger, great athlete, runs well. Big spot for Elijah. First pitch to Elijah is high. Counts 1-0. Oh, they're in a rundown. Oh, and they throw out Cade Anderson at third. That's a great idea. Vikings tried the pickle play, and Mondovi reacted well. So Rudd throws out Anderson at third, and now there's 2 outs. Tuchel advances to second. And Springer fouls one.
My name is Teresa Barber.
Nope,
I was
foul
in the
ball.
United States
Counts
Navy,
1 and
and
1.
I served overseas in
Brian
the Middle
Tuchel
East
got a
and
big hit,
Africa.
is on
Early
second.
on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training on a Friday afternoon, and the very next day he took his own life. 90%.
You're on it, hit it.
Here's the 1-1 to Ensminger, and the ball low. 2 and 1. Here comes the 2-1. Ensminger drives one to right field, and that's caught. But the Vikings scored to close the gap on 4-2 with 2 runs, 1 left. After 4 complete, it's the Mondovi Buffaloes 4 and the Colfax Vikings 2.
Triple Threat Training was founded by the 3 Vavra brothers from Menominee, Wisconsin. All 3 brothers played Division I baseball, and all 3 have played baseball at the professional level. Triple Threat Training is located just south of Menominee in Downsville. Featuring 3 batting cages, 1 full-length pitching mound, and an all-turf surface, Triple Threat can meet your baseball training needs. If you or someone you know is looking to expand your baseball skills, give Triple Threat Training a call at 715-664-8669. That's Triple Threat Training in Downsville, Wisconsin.
Regardless of where you are on your path to retirement, you can still take charge of your financial future today. Visit aceyourretirement.org and answer a few questions from Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach, for free tips, resources, and advice customized for your situation to help you feel confident and prepared for retirement. Retirement looks different for everyone. Make sure you're prepared for your financial future at aceyourretirement.org.
NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network are excited to take you out to the ballpark for Colfax Viking Baseball. Our next game will be on Thursday, May 4th, when the Vikings host the Durham, Arkansas Panthers. Our coverage begins with the bullpen show, where we'll warm you up for baseball action starting at 4:40 p.m. That's Colfax High School Baseball on Thursday, May 4th.
And we're back here now at Colfax High School after crawling around through all the stuff and detangling wires and so on. We finally got our cameras back. I don't think our cameras like windy weather and cold weather. And I agree with you, Joe.
Yeah.
And the first pitch to Sandberg is low for a ball. So the Vikings cut the Mondovi lead in half as we are in the top of the 5th inning. And we have a ground ball and stepped on first by Yarrington.
You know, if the Vikings can keep hanging in there, you never know, Rick.
And for some reason, Ann's scorebug is now not working. We'll just do it like this. Now you should be able to make it work. Nope.
Yep, the first pitch to Austin Remington is low, ball 1.
And a long foul ball down the left side. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Remington, big, strong kid, Rick. What'd you say, 3 home runs?
Yeah. Yeah, he's got 3 on the year. And the pitch is high for a ball. Now see if your score bug works there, Ann. I got rid of a couple of other. And it's top of the 5th. There you go. With 1 out. 3 balls and a strike to Austin Remington. And the pitch is outside.
He's showing a good eye for a powerful hitter. Yeah, he's walked twice and
got hit by a pitch.
Got hit by a pitch.
He doesn't have an at-bat yet today.
No. I like that, them team guys who do anything they can to help the team.
And we have a pinch runner coming up. Jake Lindsay is running for Remington. And another dust cloud goes blowing across the infield. Boy, infielders dislike that a lot.
Yeah.
Because just about that time, the sand gets in your eyes and in your nose. Here's the pitch. Fly ball foul. Out of play.
You know, we talked about Faulkner, a tremendous athlete, and what a career he's had for the Buffaloes in football, basketball, and baseball.
He's 0 for 2 today. Throw over to first, back in time is Lindsay. He popped a second and got an RBI grounder to first.
Yep.
And the pitch is outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. And a called strike, throw down to first, and back in time is Lindsay. 1 out. Greenwell at the belt, and he delivers that one into the dirt.
Another big pitch coming up for Greenwell. I like how he's battled and kept us in the game. Needs to throw a strike here.
And the throw over to first. And again, Lindsay back. Greenwell fires. That one's high and away. Runner goes, throw down to second, and it gets through. And Off to third goes Lindsay. Oh, it's really close play at third base. And the umpire says he was safe. Two balls, two strikes. 3-2. 3-2 is the count. Runner on third. Greenwell looking in. And the payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4. So the Buffaloes have runners on the corners, and it's going to bring up Jackson Blair.
I think their MO is to run Faulkner here.
Especially when you have the runners on the corner situation. Yeah. There goes Faulkner, and nothing happening.
No.
Pitch was a strike. No, it was a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Swing and a miss. Now it's 1-1.
Yeah. We'll see if Ashton can wiggle out of one here, Rick.
One ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 on. Here's the pitch. That's low and away, ball 2. And the pitch swung on a miss. Counts even at 2-2. Jackson Blair chased that high fastball.
They called that strike 3, Rick. He went to the dugout.
Well, how about that?
Yeah.
So it's low for ball 1 to Connor Johnston. 2 down. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch is high and away. Two balls and no strikes. Greenwell at the belt. And the pitch. That was inside. Ah, it hit him. Must have got him in the ankle.
Yeah.
Bases loaded, 2 down. Brings up Porter Bauer. Bauer is 0 for 1. Oh, check that. We have a pinch hitter.
I think he's number 19, Rick.
And I'm looking here. Easton Ashwell.
Yeah.
Easton Ashwell at the plate.
Yeah, I'm hitting 346 with a double.
Big, strong kid.
Yeah.
So, Ashton Greenwell pitching to Easton Ashwell. Now, let's keep that straight.
I'll let you do that.
It's going to be a challenge. Greenwell at the belt. Bases are loaded. Here's the pitch. Foul out of play.
Ashton's been a little bit up in the zone, but they're helping him out a little bit.
No balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt. Now it's 1-1.
Good stop. Good stop. Dylan Heedle, like a good catcher, saved a run.
Greenwell looking in. 1-1 pitch. That's high for a ball.
Yeah.
See a little frustration on the face of Greenwell.
Yeah, big spot. Needs to throw strikes.
Here's the pitch. Chop. Fair. Greenwell. And he got him.
Wow.
Hila tags him out. So give Easton Ashwell a fielder's choice. And Lindsay was out 2 unassisted. So he did battle his way out.
Yeah.
No runs, no hits. There were no errors and 3 left on base. We've played 4.5, and it's Mondovi Buffaloes 4 and the Vikings 2, and you're tuned to Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
If your car has lost that showroom appeal, give Kyle's Buff and Shine a call. Kyle makes it easy to bring that shine back. Not to mention, he comes to you. Kyle does exteriors, interiors, and even has an ultimate detailing package. When Kyle is done, your car will look nearly showroom new. Oh, by the way, Kyle also details anything that flies, drives, or floats. Call 715-556-2062 to book your next detail with Kyle's Buff and Shine.
And we're back here at Colfax High School. Andrew Rudd coming out to throw the 5th inning. Okay, and due up for the Vikings, we have Zach Hedela leading things off, followed by Mitch Medine and Mason Yarrington. Hedela walked and scored his first time up.
She's getting it.
And the pitch is low and away for a ball.
Oh, yeah, Zach?
There's the wind and pitch. Fouled away, ball, or strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch, line shot out into left center field.
That's going to carry. That's going to carry.
Find the fence. And heading into second base is Zach Hedela.
Almost a home run, Rick.
That was close.
Yeah, the wind really took that.
It's a chilly, blustery day, but that one helped Zach Hedela a little bit. It's going to bring up Mitch Medine. Mitch is 0 for 1. He grounded to short and then was hit by the pitch.
Boy, the Vikings keep hanging in there, Rick, man.
They do.
Yeah.
They can find a way to put a couple more runs together. All of a sudden, it's a ball game.
Yeah. Yeah. We can see why we like that Zach Hedela. He just, does everything pretty well, Rick.
And the pitch is a called strike. No balls, 2 strikes. Rudd fires. That one's in the dirt. It gets away from Cat. Throw down to third. And in safely is Hedela. And he is very fortunate on that one.
Yeah.
So now runner on third. And ball is outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the wind and pitch. And that one almost got Medine. That was almost hit by pitch number 2.
Yeah.
Full count. Here's the payoff pitch. Chop foul. right into the catcher's glove. So 1 away. Brings up Mason Yarrington.
Yeah. Another big spot for Mason.
There's the wind and the pitch. That one's away for a ball.
Yeah.
You know, Joe, that wind is just roaring today, and when I'm sitting at home in front of my fireplace and I hear it outside, it's kind of a nice feeling.
Yeah.
But not so much here.
No.
Chop ground ball down the third base line, and he's going to leg it out for an infield hit. Unfortunately,
here comes Chad Dwyer again.
Unfortunately, Hedela couldn't come in to score because it was right in front of him.
Yeah.
So the Vikings have runners on the corners. A lineup card got away, and Hedela had to chase it and chase it.
Looks like they're making a pitching change, I think, Rick.
I think you're right, and we'll have it figured out right after this timeout. You're tuned to Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network are excited to take you out to the ballpark for Colfax Viking Baseball. Our next game will be on Thursday, May 4th, when the Vikings host the Durham, Arkansas Panthers. Our coverage begins with the bullpen show where we'll warm you up for baseball action starting at 4:40 p.m. That's Colfax High School Baseball on Thursday, May 4th.
Regardless of where you are on your path to retirement, you can still take charge of your financial future today. Visit aceyourretirement.org and answer a few questions from Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach, for free tips, resources, and advice customized for your situation to help you feel confident and prepared for retirement. Retirement looks different for everyone. Make sure you're prepared for your financial future at aceyourretirement.org.
NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network are excited to take you out to the ballpark for Colfax Viking Baseball. Our next game will be on Thursday, May 4th, when the Vikings host the Durham, Arkansas Panthers. Our coverage begins with the bullpen show where we'll warm you up for baseball action starting at 4:40 p.m. That's Colfax High School Baseball on Thursday, May 4th.
Of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. You don't know how much somebody can hide what's going on inside their head. Store your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
And we're back here at Colfax High School. On the mound is Porter Bauer. And Bauer comes in with a 1.65 ERA. He has a record of 2-1. He and Andrew Rudd just switched spots. And Andrew Rudd went 4 1/3 innings, gave up 2 runs, and in my quick scanning, those were both earned. 6 hits, struck out 4, and walked 1.
Yeah.
Tell you what, Joe, next time that young lady runs by with hot dogs, reach out and grab a couple.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Already got my wiener, let's go. I'm ready for the game.
And due up for the Vikings is Dylan Hedela. He's 1 for 2 today.
And we're in that first and third situation. We'll see what Coach Sequa does here. And, is he going to send him? Or
my guess is he'd really like to get him into scoring position because Yarrington represents the tying run.
Yeah. To that Keegan Cat for Mondovi's had a great game catching, throws the ball well, blocks the ball well.
But if he does throw it down to second, it's going to bring in that run.
Yeah.
Because Zach Hedela also has pretty good speed.
Yeah, he does.
As long as he gets a good jump.
Yeah. Yeah, big spot here.
And Porter Bauer getting his final warm-up pitches in. And so Dylan Hedela stepping up, going to try to drive his brother across the plate.
A good at bat would get him in, even if he makes an out. Get it to 4-3.
Bauer at the belt. And Hedela sends it to short, throw to second for one, and over to first, and they turn the 6-4-3 double play. That's not what we wanted to see happen. O'Brien to Ryan to Goldberg is the way it goes. 6-4-3 double header.
Wow.
Double play, and the Vikings go down. No runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 left on base. We've completed 5 innings. It's the Buffaloes 4 and the Vikings 2, and you're tuned to Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax has just what you need when you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it. Mom's is open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and until 9 on Fridays with a complete breakfast menu. Lunch includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, and burgers, along with Mom's comfort food favorites, and don't forget dinner on Fridays with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee always hot, the breakfast always delicious, and lunch puts a smile on your face. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training on a Friday afternoon, and the very next day he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. You don't know how much somebody can hide what's going on inside their head. Store your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Back here at Colfax High School, Rick Olson along with Joe Doucette and Monroe on the computer. Dan Petschow out there in the wind on the camera.
Yeah, tough day to be out there.
No wonder he came late. He wanted to be out there as little as possible. I can't say I blame him. New pitcher on the mound for the Vikings is Zach Hedela. Ashton Greenwell went 3 innings, gave up 2 runs, both of which were earned. 1 hit. Struck out 3 and walked 3.
Yeah, he battled. You got to give him a lot of credit. Looked like he's going to give up a few more runs and got the big outs.
Yeah, he worked out of that jam in the last inning. He had runners at second and third with, I think it was nobody out, and got out of it.
Yeah, he's a battler.
Well, it was 1 out. But still, it was a tough situation for him.
Yeah.
Leading off, Dawson Rudd. Rudd is 1 for 2. Singled with an RBI. Strike called.
Yeah, important to keep him off. He's stolen 2 bases and scored a run. And
here's the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 2. Here's the pitch. That one's outside for a ball.
Just missed.
And the pitch is high. And a called third strike. So one down. That's going back to the top of the order now. Andrew Rudd. He's 1 for 3. Singled to center field. Flew to right. Flew to center. First pitch is high for a ball. One down in the 6th inning. And a high pop foul out of play. Here's the wind and the pitch. Pop foul out of play again. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You're seeing a few more sweatshirts out there, Rick. I think it's getting pretty cold out there.
That wind has definitely, I guess that's the definition of wind chill, isn't it?
Yeah.
Zach Hedela winds and fires. That one's inside. Here's the wind and the 2-2 pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike 3. 2 down. That's going to bring up Keegan Catt. A little bit low for a ball. And the pitch inside for a ball.
Yeah, just missed. You can see why we like him, though. He, even on the mound, he throws a fastball for a strike that's got a little movement and nice little curveball. He's got a great future.
Here's the wind and the 2-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. Yeah, his pitches do appear to be deceptive. A lot of hitters over the last few games that we watched him pitch.
A lot of swings and misses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strike call. The curveball got over the plate. Counts even at 2-2. 2 down, nobody on. And that one got Catt on the helmet.
Yeah. Curveball that didn't curve very much.
So, runner on first. 2 down. Hunter Sandberg at the plate. Sandberg is 1 for 3. He grounded to first, struck out, and hit a double out into center field.
Yeah.
And the throw over to first. And back in time is Catt. Hedela fires, and it's fouled off. No balls and a strike. And the pitch just missed, and Dylan Hedela did not like that.
He thought it was a strike. I thought it might have been a little inside.
And the 1-1 pitch fouled away on the third base line and out of play. A long strike.
Yeah.
One ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch, that's high, ball 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. It's outside, ball 3. Cat heads down to second base. He got a real good jump that time on Hedela, on Zach Hedela.
Yeah, Dylan had no chance to throw.
And here's the pitch. Line shot, fair ball down the third base line, rounding third and coming into score is Cat, and checking in at first base is Hunter Sandberg.
He's had a great game, Rick. He's played well in the field, and that was a big hit for the Buffaloes.
That makes it 5-2, Mondovi. And that's going to bring up Austin Remington. This is a big out to get right here.
Yeah, it is.
Because he could just about put this out of reach. Strike called at the knees.
Yeah, if you get one up in left field, it's going to go a ways.
Especially, wind seems to have picked up, too. Strike at the letters, or maybe it was a ball, and throw it on a second, and in safely is Sandberg. No balls and a strike. I think it's 1-1 actually. Yeah, 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch. It's outside for ball 2. Hedela fires, swing and a miss, counts even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, runner at second. And the pitch.
Tough play.
Chopper over to third, throw to first, and they didn't get him, and it got past Greenwell anyway, and in to score. I'm going to give Remington an infield hit.
Okay.
Because he did beat the throw. He also gets the RBI. And that's going to bring up Jared Faulkner with a runner at first. Mondovi opening up a bit of a lead now, late in the game. Here's the pitch. Throw it on to first, and back in time is Remington. Got his uniform dirty that way. And the pitch to Faulkner is a strike called. No balls, 2 strikes. Zach Hedela looking over at first. And the 0-2 pitch. Foul back to the screen. Count holds at no balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch.
That's another
chopper out to short. Throw to first. And they got him. So, for the Buffaloes, they pick up 2 runs on 1 hit. And actually, there were 2 hits. No Viking errors and 1 left on base. So, after 5.5, it's the Mondovi Buffaloes 6 and the Vikings 2. You're tuned to Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-2 and the Northern Light Webcasting Network bring you some tough semi-pro gridiron action. Our next broadcast will be on Saturday, May 6th, when we will bring you the Eau Claire Cowboys taking on the Rock River Rampage from Beloit, Wisconsin. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-2 begins with Cowboy Kickoff at 1:40 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cowboy football on Saturday, May 6th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2.
And you can probably hear that wind just roaring in our crowd mic.
Yeah, it's tough conditions, but I think both teams have, battled it and did the best they can. And, they're making most of the plays. And
so Bauer out on the mound.
And the winner of this one stays close to Elk Mountain in the Dunn St. Croix standings. And, the Vikings got 2 innings to battle back.
Bauer winds and fires, and it's outside for a ball to Ashton Greenwell. He's just wearing his jersey. He doesn't have any kind of sweatshirt on underneath, and it's chilly enough now. His arms almost match the jersey.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss for a strike.
He's a tough kid.
One ball, one strike. Bauer kicks and fires. Outside, ball 2. Here's the fire. Fly ball out into center field. It's going to fall in for a base hit. Ashton Greenwell with his 2nd hit of the day.
Yeah, great start for the Vikings.
Now, they're not blessed with speed right now.
Yeah.
Out on the bases. Although Coach Seacraw is having a conversation with the umpire about whether he's entitled to a courtesy runner. I don't think he is because he's not the pitcher anymore.
Yeah.
They're going to pinch run for him. He could still come in on a re-entry rule in high school. So, and of course, we can't tell who the pinch runner is because he's got a sweatshirt on.
Okay.
Kate Anderson is the batter due up.
Yeah. He's had a nice stretch for the Vikings, Rick, putting the bat on the ball and makes a lot of the plays and makes all the plays. So
he's 2 for 2 today.
Yeah. I like Kate. He really has worked hard and developed every year.
Well, today he has singled to right and doubled to center.
Yeah.
So whoever's out there running takes a good lead at first. There's the pitch. It's low for a ball.
He's one of them kids, if you go by the weight room, he's in there lifting and, working on things, and super respectful kid.
And the pitch. Ground ball to second. Flip to first, and they're not going to have anything more than that. So Anderson grounds into a fielder's choice. And whoever was running for Greenwell was out 4-6.
Yeah.
Brings up Brian Tuchel. Tuchel's 1 for 2, singled, struck out. Pitch is in the dirt for a ball.
I hate to sound like a broken record, but that Keegan Cat has done a nice job back there.
He keeps blocking just about everything comes his way.
Yeah, throws the ball well.
Throw over to first. Back in safely is Anderson.
A good catcher is so important to a team, and kind of the backbone of the defense.
And another one blocked by Cat.
Yeah.
And that's one of those where the fielders can stay in the game and not get really frustrated because runners aren't just running at will because the catcher doesn't stop the ball.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch.
Second.
Fly ball out into center field, kind of headed toward no man's land, and it falls in.
He didn't hit it hard, but right in the right spot.
So he singled to shallow left field, moved Anderson over to second. 2 on, 1 out. Drew Buechner steps to the plate. And the pitch, pop, foul territory. Cat is over, and he dropped the ball.
Yeah. I guess even he can make a mistake.
He probably heard us say something nice about him, and it surprised him so much.
I thought he should have got that other hand up there with it and maybe give it a little support.
And a strike called. No balls, 2 strikes. Runners at first and second, 1 out. And the pitch, foul out of play. Count holds at no balls and 2 strikes. To Drew Buechner. And the pitch is in the dirt. Count goes to 1-2, and it got away from Cat, and so both runners advance. One ball, 2 strikes. Runners at second and third for the Vikings. Trying to get back in it. Here's the pitch. And that one just missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, just missed with that curveball.
Bauer delivers. Line shot out into left field for a base hit. 1 run is in. And the Vikings have runners at the corners.
Oh, big at bat for Drew Buechner.
So Buechner singles to left. Anderson comes in to score. Tuchel's on third. And Buechner's on first. And it's a strike called to Elijah Ensminger. Bauer at the belt. And the pitch. Line shot falling down, foul. Down the left field line.
Rick, if you can just put the ball in play in these conditions, there's no such thing as an easy play today.
That's right. In fact, I think that's part of the reason Cat dropped that foul ball.
Yeah.
Is the wind was probably making that ball dance all over the place.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch. Strike called.
Good curveball.
That's going to bring up Zach Hedela. Hedela is 1 for 1. He doubled.
He's showing a knack for coming through. Let's see if he can do it again.
First pitch is outside. Well, if he does it again here, we might have to give him a nickname, the Clutch.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch. And that's outside for a ball.
Pick out one spot, one pitch, one spot, and see what you get here.
Bauer at the belt, and the pitch. Line shot! Straight into the glove of first baseman Johnston. And so Hedela goes down, and the Vikings pick up a run on 3 hits. There was 1 error, and 2 were left on base. So we've completed 6, and it's the Buffaloes 6 and the Vikings 3. You're tuned to Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
When it comes to your finances, security is just so important. Dairy State Bank's online banking and mobile app offers dozens of new and enhanced real-time alerts. Whether an ATM withdrawal is made or a login to your account failed, you'll instantly know. So now, the technology that makes it easier to manage your money is also making it safer. Visit dairystatebank.com or call to learn more. Dairy State Bank. Banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
Dairy State Bank.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize, and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Back here at Colfax High School, heading into the top of the 7th inning. Mondovi with a 6-3 lead. New pitcher on the mound for the Vikings is Mason Yarrington. Zach Hedela went 1 inning, gave up 2 runs. Both were earned on 2 hits, and he struck out 2. And as we were saying, those are the first 2 earned runs given up by Hedela so far this season.
Yeah, he's looked good.
So Mason Yarrington, high fastball swung on a miss for a strike by Jackson Blair.
We'll see if the Vikings can put up a 0, and you never know.
It's just a little bit low.
Yeah.
Blair is 0 for 3. He did pick up an RBI. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yarrington winds and fires. It's high for a ball.
It's a good pitch, though. Blair's been swinging at the one, maybe a little up, and I thought that was a great idea.
Pitch. It's low, ball 3. Count goes full. Here's the wind and the pitch. It's high for ball 4. So Jackson Blair draws the walk. Connor Johnston coming to the plate. Johnston is 0 for 2, got on an error and scored a run. Struck out looking, and then was hit by the pitch. Here's the first pitch. Ground ball hard into right field. And Johnston checks in at first. Blair goes to second. And that's going to bring up the pitcher, Porter Bauer. I think. The umpire had some words for the Mondovi dugout.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch. Pitch was outside for a ball.
Yeah.
Bauer showed bunt. And he shows bunt again, bunts it. Picked up by Yarrington, throw over to first. And they didn't get it there in time. That's a bunt single.
Yeah.
So now we have the bases loaded with nobody out.
Yeah, really a nice bunt. Yarrington had to come a long way. And
yeah, it was really well placed.
Yeah.
And the pitch. It's inside for a ball. Dawson Rudd at the plate. He's 1 for 3. Pitch is high for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Nowhere to put him. And the pitch. That's low for ball 3. My guess is Rudd probably has the take sign here.
Yeah, I would say the same thing.
So this is the time to throw your get me over pitch.
Yeah.
And he missed it.
I just missed it a little high.
So an RBI walk for Dawson Rudd. And that's going to bring up Andrew Rudd. He's 1 for 4.
Yeah. Vikings have done a really good job on him, throughout the day.
One ball, no strikes, and the pitch. That's a strike called at the letters.
They got to throw strikes here. Got to throw strikes.
And foul out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a curveball swung on and fouled back.
I don't know what you think, Rick, but I think it's imperative they stop him here. I don't think he can give up too many more, can you?
No. He needs to put the K up right about now.
Yeah.
And pop foul out of play. And here's the pitch. That one's in the dirt. It bounces off of Hedela's helmet, and in to score is Connor Johnston. On the wild pitch, the other 2 runners each advance. Two balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Runners at second and third. And we have a fly ball out into right field. It's going to fall in. That's going to plate a couple of runs. And checking in with a stand-up double is Andrew Rudd.
Yeah.
Rudd gets 2 RBIs on that.
You know, they broke open. Was a pretty good game.
Medine fires. And it was a strike called. Foul back. It's 0-2. Still nobody out. Runner on second. That's Andrew Rudd. Keegan Cat at the plate. Cat's 0 for 2. Foul back. Foul, or count holds at 0-2. And a ground ball. And it got through. And in to score is Rudd.
Yeah.
And that's going to be an error on the shortstop, Mitch Medine.
He had to come up and charge it, and it took a little kick hop on him. And
well, and Rudd did stop right in front of him. Throw goes out into right field but it was backed up properly. Hunter Sandberg at the plate. He's 2 for 4. Doubled, singled, scored a couple times, picked up an RBI.
Yeah, he's had a great game, both offensively and defensively, and made some nice plays.
And we're having a conference. And I suspect this is a settle down, play the game.
Yeah, yeah. You know, Coach Chad Dwyer's done a nice job over at Mondovi. Him and his brother Scott were tremendous athletes back at Glenwood. And when you talk about Dun St. Croix history and some of the great kids they've had over at Glenwood, his dad Mike is all indications was a tremendous athlete back in his day.
Okay, the conference has broken up. And stepping up to the plate again is Hunter Sandberg. No balls and a strike. And a called strike on the inside corner. No balls, 2 strikes.
You know, Sandberg only a sophomore. He's got a great future.
And a pitch. Fly ball out into left center field. Getting back and not able to make the play out there is Tuchel. And coming around and scoring is Keegan Cat. Sandberg gets the double.
Yeah, Mason's just got to hang in there. You know, it's a tough inning, but he just got to battle and get some outs here.
That's going to bring up Austin Remington. He's 1 for 1. He's been at the plate 4 times, but walked, hit by the pitch, walked, and then got on an infield hit. Strike called on the outside corner.
He's shown great patience and a great approach up there.
And Yarrington's pitch gets fouled out of play. No balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah.
And the pitch is called strike.
That's strike 3.
So Remington goes down on strikes. That'll bring up Jared Faulkner. And the pitch is outside for a ball. And the pitch is low for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 down. And it's fouled back. A major crooked number put on the board by Mondovi this inning. Here's the pitch. It's outside.
Looks like he's settled down a little bit, though, and throwing a little bit harder and throwing more strikes. And, you know, we talked about what a great kid he is. And what's he played? First and second? And
yeah, he's been all over the place today.
Yeah.
So Faulkner draws the base on balls. 2 runners on. Brings up Jackson Blair. Blair is 0 for 3. Struck out twice. Grounded to second. Here's the pitch. Strike called.
I know one thing we'll talk about, Rick, is that the score is deceiving. I don't think it's this big of a gap.
And a strike called. And a pop foul out of play. And a called 3rd strike. 2 down. It's going to bring up Connor Johnston. And a strike called. And the pitch is hot, or called strike.
Yeah.
Must have caught the back part of the letters.
Yeah.
There's the pitch, fouled out of play. Count holds at 0-2. Now the pitch. It's in the dirt, gets past Hedela. Rounding 3rd, but holding. That's Sandberg out there on 3rd. Jared Faulkner now on 2nd. And strike 3 called.
Nice pitch.
So, 6 runs on, let's see, 2, 3 hits, 1, 2, 4 hits.
Yeah.
6 runs on 4 hits, and the Vikings committed an error, and they left 2 on base. The Buffaloes did. So we've completed 6.5. We head to the bottom of the 7th with Mondovi on top, 12-3. You're tuned to Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
To get your lawn or garden to perform at attracting what you want, you first need to know what your soil is working with. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, serving Western Wisconsin.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Last chance for the Vikings. Top of the order, Mitch Medine at the plate. And the pitch is in the dirt.
Here's where you want to keep battling and show them good qualities, Rick. You know, have a good at-bat against a good pitcher and just build some confidence for the next time out.
And a fly ball pop up to the first baseman. One down brings up Mason Yarrington. Yarrington is 1 for 2. He's got a single. He also has a sacrifice fly.
Yeah.
The first pitch was a ball. Second pitch is a ball high. Bauer out there trying to wrap things up. The kick in the fire. Ground ball up the middle, scooped up at short, throw over to first, and they got him.
Yeah.
That was Rudd making the scoop up at short. Brings up Dylan Hedela. Hedela is 1 for 3. Vikings had a little something going, and that's right when Dylan grounded into that double play.
Yeah.
Unfortunate situation. Ground ball to third, scooped up there by Sandberg, throw over to first, and that's the ball game.
Yeah.
So for the Vikings, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Final score, Mondovi Buffaloes 12 and the Vikings 3. And we'll have more on this right after this timeout when we get to Viking Download. You've been tuned to Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Are your animals feeling a little under the weather? Give the nice folks at Colfax Animal Hospital a call. Bruce Buckley is just what the doctor ordered. In fact, he is the doctor, and he's ready to help. That's the Colfax Animal Hospital. Give them a call at 715-962-3380.
Thank you for joining us for today's Colfax Vikings baseball game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. This has been presented for the private listening and viewing use of the tuned-in audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction, in any form, without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network LLC and Colfax High School is strictly prohibited. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Viking Download, where we take a look back at today's Colfax Viking game.
Let Menominee Eye and Optical help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comroe provide both comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract and LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, diabetic retinopathy, glaucoma, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eye care for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, located at 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality, personalized care for you and your family.
Time now for Viking Download, with a talk about today's Colfax Viking baseball game. And now, back out to the ballpark.
Back here at Colfax High School, along with Joe Doucette, I'm Rick Olson, Ann Monroe on the computer, Dan Petchow on the camera. Camera hasn't been shaking too much, so I don't think he's been shivering too much. Vikings take one on the chin today by a score of 12-3. Mondovi Buffaloes had 12 runs, 9 hits. They committed 1 error. Vikings had 3 runs on 9 hits and committed 3 errors. It's just that they were really inopportune times when some of those happened. And there were some other things that didn't necessarily go in the book as an error, but they didn't help the situation any.
Yeah.
They didn't really hurt anything at that exact moment, but they were situations where they could have maybe helped had they made the play correctly.
Yeah.
Joe, your thoughts on this one?
Well, we talked about it. I think the score is deceiving. 18-0 the first game. We're down 4-2, and Dylan hits one pretty hard, and Andrew Rudd at short made a nice play, after he switched with Sandberg, and so the score is deceiving, and I like this Viking team. They got some potential, and it sets up a big game for everybody down the road. Mondovi stays a game behind Elk Mound, and and the Vikings will have to get after Durand now on Thursday.
And as long as they continue to improve,
you bet,
come playoff time, they could catch some people by surprise. They've struggled the last few years, and they're showing that maybe that's not going to quite be the case this year.
Yeah. They got to keep showing up, having great practices and great attitudes, and, they'll see improvement.
So the Vikings even their record at 4-4 on the season, and they're also 4-4 in conference play because those are the only games they've been able to get in with the weather. And
yeah.
By the way, the winning pitcher in tonight's game was Andrew Rudd for the Buffaloes. Losing pitcher was Mitch Medine, and he was helped out with Ashton Greenwell, Zach Hedela, and
Mason Yarrington.
Yeah. But Mitch struggled, not a lot though, but I think today, and we'll have to ask him when he comes over, if this was a case of going through your pitchers, was it to save pitching for Thursday, or was it to keep the arms healthy with the cold?
Yeah, and if he did, I think it's a great move. Mitch is, I think Coach Secra said many times he's their number one, and he's going to get the ball in a big spot, and we like him. We like him a lot.
So now we're just pretty much waiting for Coach Secra, and he's out there with his youngster running the bases. This is the same youngster that went sliding in on the tarp after we wrapped things up last week.
Yeah.
And he's safe at second.
Yeah, he's got some speed.
He's got
some speed.
And so while we wait for Coach Secra to come over, we're going to take this time out as you're tuned to Viking Download on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame. Our next broadcast will be on Sunday, May 21st, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Tilden Tigers in a doubleheader from Carson Park. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 12:05 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Sunday, May 21st on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple? Chop the pineapple.
Nope. I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope. I'm high. Let's order in.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
And we're back here and joined by Coach Seacraw. And Coach, you expected a better performance, and for about the first 6 innings, that's what you got.
Yep, we had 4 or 6, great innings from us, and then, we kind of fell apart there for a little bit. Throwing strikes, is huge for us. We didn't throw enough of them tonight, and Mondovi's a good team. They put the ball in play. They hit the ball where we weren't tonight.
Yeah, they did. What I found interesting when I totaled things up at the end of the game, both teams had the same number of hits. You guys were hitting the ball. It's just they weren't clustered in the right places to get a lot of run production. And just when it looked like you guys had a little something brewing, ground into a double play. That did not help any.
Yeah, double plays killed us tonight. But on the bright side, I was just talking to the coaches. I think we had 4 doubles tonight. We haven't done that in I don't know how long. Trying to take some positives away. Pitchers. Zach came in again. He threw well tonight too. Mitch still is throwing well. So, those are our 2 guys right now, and we're kind of rolling with them. Greeny didn't throw bad either. So,
no, in fact, we noticed that. And one of the things we were wondering about with your handling of the pitchers tonight, you shut Mitch down fairly early and rotated through a number of pitchers tonight. Was that to save pitchers' arms, or was it because of the cold and the wind as a health precaution?
Kind of all of it. It's cold, We do want Mitch for Thursday. We want his arm fresh, and obviously I want Zach's arm fresh too on Thursday. So that's why they only threw what they did. They didn't throw very much tonight. So, Greeny got an opportunity tonight. He threw strikes, and then we had Mace come in at the end there. Didn't get a lot of help. So that's kind of why we did what we did tonight. And then, different arm actions, we went right, left, right, there. So just getting different arm actions, trying to change the batters.
You kept one of the leading home run hitters in the league, Austin Remington, did a pretty nice job of shutting him down. He went 1 for 2. He did walk. He got hit by a pitch. He walked. So he got on base, but his only hit was just a scratched out infield hit. And with the wind blowing out to left like it was tonight, I was thinking, hey, we might see a couple dingers out of him. And no, not tonight.
Yeah, we kind of shut him down. He had our number last time. I think he had 2 or 3 home runs against us last time. We did a lot better this time, so.
Well, 12-3 is a whole lot better than 18-0. Yeah. And so.
Still not the best. Maybe we'll get him in the playoffs, and then we can have Mitch go a little longer too and Zach go a little longer too. So we'll see where that all comes out.
And the weather should be a little warmer by then as well. But this spring, who knows?
Yeah, both games we played against them been terribly cold. So
now Thursday, and the weather forecast is much nicer for Thursday. You've got the Durand, Arkansas Panthers here. They kind of handled you pretty well down at their place. What are you expecting on Thursday?
Tony always has them guys ready to play. They're always going to hit the ball. They hit the ball well. They're pretty disciplined at the plate. I think we're going to be able to do some different things with Mitch and Zach on the mound for us. And then I'm hoping we can steal a little more bases because Mondovi's catcher was spot on tonight.
Yeah, he was good. He was good.
Joe, anything from you?
Well, again, Coach Sika, we see improvement every time we see. And we talked about the score being very deceiving, 4-2 game, late in the game. And just keep working and keep plugging away. You know how that is. And we like this team, and we enjoy watching them. And we think you're going to win a lot of games down the stretch.
Yeah, that's our hope. Hopefully we win some more games. It's always nice to win, like I've said before.
Well, record's even at 4-4, and you were talking about playing 500 ball this year, and that's where you're at right now. And so good luck on Thursday. We'll be here, and we'll follow you then. And we'll be back to wrap up Viking Download right after this timeout. You're tuned to Viking Download on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize, and accuse, walk a mile in my shoes.
And we're back here at Colfax High School, and Coach Doucette is busy talking with, oh my goodness. We can't get coaches to stop.
Well, sorry about that, Rick.
It's one of the hazards of the business, isn't it?
Yeah.
Any final thoughts about this one?
Yeah, it's just, I've seen a lot of good things, and give credit to Mondovi. They're right in there. They want to win the Dun St. Croix, and they're a game behind Elk Mound. But I like our kids. They show toughness, they show resilience, and they're going to win some games. I really believe that. And Mitchell Medina will give them a good chance on Thursday, and we'll see what happens.
And, even if they don't win, they're not going to let it be easy for the other team. I mean, this was a real close game through 6.
Yeah.
And then it kind of got out of hand in the 7th. But, last time they didn't even get to the 6th when they played Mondovi.
Yeah.
So, pretty good outing, all things considered, in spite of the score.
Yeah, they're full of good kids who work hard, and, they got a good coaching staff, and they'll have some good practices, and see what happens Thursday.
So don't forget to join us on Thursday. That's May 4th, by the way, on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN-TV as we bring you the Colfax Vikings taking on the Durand, Arkansas Panthers. Coverage begins at 4:40 with the bullpen show, followed by the live play-by-play action. Also, join us on NLWN-2 for exciting Eau Claire Cowboy football. The first game of the new Cowboys is coming up this Saturday as they travel to Beloit to take on the Rock River Rampage. Cowboy kickoff begins at 1:40, followed by live play-by-play action. The girls softball team is going to host the Durand, Arkansas Panthers on Thursday. The first pitch for that game is scheduled for 5 p.m. The Colfax Middle School, High School Spring concert is going to be held in the high school gym tomorrow night, starting at 7 o'clock. And the Colfax High School Senior Awards will be presented Wednesday at 7 p.m. So, also don't forget that today's Colfax Viking Baseball game is brought to you by Anderson Bridges, the Colfax Animal Hospital, Dairy State Bank, H&H Plumbing, Kyle's Buff and Shine, Kyle's Market, Menominee Eye and Optical, Midwest Environmental Consultants, Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax, Morgan's Auto Body of Colfax, Pleasant Valley Properties, Slayton Technology, Triple Threat Training, and Whitetail Golf Course. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Colfax Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. So for Joe Doucette and Monroe on the computer, Dan Petschow on the camera, this is Rick Olson. That final score once again, the Mondovi Buffaloes 12 and the Colfax Vikings 3. You've been tuned to Viking Download on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
You've been watching Viking Download with a talk about today's Colfax Viking baseball game. This has been a production of NLWN-TV.